Most men over 60 are focused on what they've lost physically. Women are noticing something completely different. Not what age took away, what it built. And the 5 things they're actually registering will genuinely surprise you. What we're covering today are 5 specific physical and presence-based qualities that women notice immediately in men over 60, rooted in evolutionary psychology, attraction research, and the specific way female attention operates. One of them involves something most older men actively try to hide. When hiding, it is exactly the wrong move. Another involves a physical quality that develops specifically through genuine self-investment and is immediately, powerfully detectable. And the 5th, the climax, reveals the deepest truth about what women are actually reading when they look at an older man. All 5. Let's go. Here is the honest premise. Attraction research consistently shows that women evaluate men through a fundamentally different lens than men evaluate women. Where male attraction tends to be heavily weighted toward visual youth cues, female attraction is more complex, more responsive to signals of character, health investment, emotional groundedness, and what researchers call vitality indicators. For men over 60, this difference is genuinely good news, because the qualities that trigger female attraction at this level have almost nothing to do with the absence of age and everything to do with how a man inhabits the years he has lived. 5 qualities, real psychology. Let's get into it. Bold claim, the eyes of a man over 60 communicate more to a woman's subconscious than any other physical feature available. And the specific quality women respond to cannot be faked, performed, or purchased. Here is the psychology. Research on facial attraction and social cognition documents that the eyes are the primary site of social information processing in human interaction. We read emotional availability, intelligence, presence, and trustworthiness primarily through eye contact and the specific quality of how a person looks at us. In men over 60, the eyes carry something that younger men's eyes don't, the specific depth that develops through genuine life experience. The lines around the eyes are not subtractions from attractiveness. They are evidence of decades of expression, of laughing and thinking and being affected by the world. And women whose attraction is significantly more responsive to character indicators than to pure physical youth register those lines as exactly what they are. Evidence of a life genuinely lived. But here's the part no one tells you. The quality women respond to most is not the physical appearance of the eyes. It is the steadiness of the gaze. The specific quality of a man who can hold eye contact with genuine warmth, who looks at someone rather than through them, who is fully present in the contact rather than managing it, communicates groundedness at a level that bypasses conscious evaluation entirely. Her nervous system reads that steady, warm, unhurried gaze before her conscious mind has formed a single thought about it, and it responds with a specific signal. This person is safe to be near. Scenario: a man named Harold, 63, had developed the habit of genuine eye contact through years of deliberate practice, was at a social gathering. A woman named Patricia noticed him from across the room before they had spoken. She told her friend, "He has this way of looking at people, like he's actually there, not planning his next sentence or checking who else is in the room. Actually there. I wanted to talk to him before I even knew anything about him." What Harold was doing was not a technique. It was the natural product of a man who had learned, through experience, that genuine presence is the most valuable thing you can offer another person. What most men do wrong, they break eye contact too quickly, trained by social anxiety to avoid the vulnerability of sustained contact, or they maintain it with an intensity that reads as aggressive rather than warm. What actually works? Warm, unhurried, genuinely interested eye contact, the kind that says, "I find you worth looking at. I'm not going anywhere. I'm actually here." Bold claim, a man's hands are one of the most immediately noticed and most psychologically significant physical features women register. and what they communicate about character and self-investment is read instantly and almost entirely unconsciously. Here is the psychology. Hands are the primary instrument through which human beings interact with the physical world, and they carry visible evidence of that engagement. Research on physical appearance and attraction documents that hands are among the top 5 physical features women notice and evaluate in men. But what they are evaluating is not size or shape. They are evaluating care and capability. Well-maintained hands, clean, cared for, with the specific healthy quality that comes from a man who invests in his physical well-being, communicate self-respect. They say, I pay attention to myself, I take care of things, and that attention to self-care is processed by women as a predictor of how he treats the things and people in his life. This is not about manicures or expensive grooming routines. It is about the basic, consistent investment in self-maintenance that communicates a man who has not resigned from caring about himself. The man over 60 who takes care of his hands, who is physically active enough that they communicate vitality rather than disuse, is communicating something about his relationship with his own life that women find immediately appealing. Mini story. A woman named Beverly, 58, described noticing a man named George, 66, at a dinner party. She couldn't immediately identify what was drawing her attention. Later, talking to her sister, she figured it out. His hands. They looked like someone who still does things, still physically engages with the world. Not soft, from complete inactivity. There was something alive about them. What she was responding to was not the physical appearance of the hands themselves. It was what they communicated about a man who remained physically engaged with his own life. Bold claim, posture is not just a physical quality. It is the body's external expression of a man's internal relationship with himself. And women read it accurately, immediately, and almost entirely unconsciously. Somatic psychology, the study of how emotional and psychological states are held and expressed in the body, documents clearly that posture communicates internal state with extraordinary reliability. Collapsed posture communicates defeat, resignation, self-doubt. Open, grounded, upright posture communicates something entirely different, genuine self-respect, comfort in one's own presence, the specific quality of a man who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. For men over 60, posture carries additional significance. Many older men develop a subtle physical resignation, a slight forward collapse, a diminishment of physical presence that communicates something psychologically significant to anyone watching. It communicates a man who has stopped showing up fully for himself. The man who maintains genuine physical uprightness, not rigid, not performed, but the natural physical expression of someone who inhabits his own body with care and genuine presence, communicates vitality, not youth, vitality. The specific quality of a man who is still actively, genuinely alive in his own life. Women notice this before they notice almost anything else about a man's physical presentation, because posture is visible from across a room, before the face is clear, before a word is spoken. The man who stands like someone who belongs wherever he is creates an impression that persists through everything that follows. Bold claim, women are not primarily noticing whether a man over 60 has a particular body type. They are noticing whether he has a living, physically engaged relationship with his own body. And these are not the same thing. Here is the research. Studies on physical attraction in older adults consistently show that the primary physical attraction signal for men over 60 is not body composition per se, it is vitality indicators, signs that the man remains physically active, physically capable, physically present in his own life. These indicators include how he moves, whether his movement has the quality of someone who uses his body regularly or the careful quality of someone managing limitation. They include his energy level, whether he brings physical aliveness to interactions or a quality of physical depletion, and they include simple health signals, skin quality, eye brightness, the specific animated quality that regular physical activity produces in a person's entire presentation. This is not about achieving a particular aesthetic. It is about maintaining the physical investment that keeps a man genuinely, visibly alive in his own body. Women respond to this signal not primarily as sexual attraction, but as vitality attraction, the pull towards someone who is still fully inhabiting their physical existence, rather than gradually withdrawing from it. A man over 60 who walks with the specific energy of someone who has been physically active that day, who carries himself with the aliveness that genuine physical engagement produces, is communicating something that no amount of grooming or clothing investment can replicate. This is the truth reveal, the deepest insight, the one that reframes everything we've covered. Bold claim, what women are actually reading when they notice a man over 60, underneath all the specific physical signals, beneath the eyes and the hands and the posture, is a single, unified question, and the answer to that question is communicated by the totality of how he inhabits his own existence. The question is this a man who is still fully living, not successfully living, not impressively living, fully living, still curious about the world, still physically present in his own body, still investing in himself, not for appearance, but for genuine self-respect, still carrying himself like someone whose life is worth showing up for, still making the daily choice to inhabit his existence rather than observe it from a gradually increasing distance. Here is why this is the climax. Evolutionary psychology documents that female attraction, particularly the attraction of mature, self-aware women, is significantly oriented toward vitality rather than youth. Vitality in this context means the specific observable quality of a man who remains genuinely engaged with his own life across all its dimensions. When a woman looks at a man over 60 and feels something, that specific pull, that wanting to know more, that inexplicable sense that there is something worth paying attention to here, she is reading vitality. She is reading a man who is not resigned from his own existence. Mini story. A woman named Margaret, 62, was asked by her daughter what she found attractive in the men she had dated since her husband's passing. She thought about it carefully. Not looks the way I thought about looks when I was younger. Something else. Whether they're still there, whether they're still present, in their own lives, in a conversation, in a room. Her daughter asked, "How do you know when someone is present like that?" Margaret said, "You feel it before you see it, the way they stand, whether their eyes are actually on you or somewhere else, whether they're still interested in things, whether they still care about how they show up. The ones who have stopped caring, you feel that too, before they say a word." That is the truth reveal. The 5 things women notice about men over 60 are not 5 separate evaluations. They are 5 different expressions of a single question. Has this man continued to show up for himself? The eyes show it, the hands show it, the posture shows it, the physical engagement shows it, the total presence shows it, and the men who answer that question with their whole being, who are visibly, unmistakably still alive in their own lives, are the men who create the most immediate and most lasting impression. Not because they look young, because they look present. And presence, genuine, full, unhurried presence in your own existence, is the most attractive quality available at any age, especially at 60. Here is the question I want to leave you with. Are you showing up fully for your own life right now, in your physical health, in your eye contact, in how you carry yourself in a room, in the daily choices that communicate to yourself and everyone watching whether you still consider yourself worth investing in? Because the women who are worth attracting are reading all of it, constantly, before you open your mouth. And what they want to see is not the absence of your years. It is the evidence that those years made someone who is still fully, genuinely, completely here. Drop in the comments. Which of the 5 qualities do you feel you embody most strongly right now? And which one represents your biggest opportunity for growth? I read every single one, and if today reframed something important about how you see yourself and how others see you, subscribe. Every week, we bring this level of psychological depth to the questions that actually matter. See you in the next one. Show up fully, at every age. It is always worth it.